morning and welcome to our studios, Miss Patience Agyare. I would also like to welcome all our audience who are viewing us from around the world. Welcome to the Perissos Horizon chat room series. I am Patricia Jifamen Salakai, founder of Perissos Horizon, a communication and leadership coach. I'm an author of two books. The first is Fearless, Fabulous, and Flamboyant, and the second is Untangling That Tongue, No More Fear of Public Speaking. Both books can be purchased on Amazon Kindle, and it is the foundation of the Perissos Horizon chat room series. The reason behind the Perissos chat room is to bring in guests who are working in diverse areas and from diverse fields, have gone through different experiences, and their stories are empowering, they are inspiring, and it would motivate all of us to learn lessons from their experience, both learned personal experiences and shared experiences from what others have shared with them through mentoring, coaching, or training. And as we listen to their stories, I hope it enables all of us to continue in whatever path we find ourselves in so that we do not give up, but we keep going higher heights. So, once again, welcome. Today, we are speaking on the topic resilience, emotional development, and support, a key to success. And to take us through this discussion, we have our dear Patience Agyare. She is a registered mental health senior nurse manager with over 10 years of practitioner experience as a clinician. So today we have a medical expert, somebody in the medical field with a lot of expertise. Patience is also an advanced level RAP facilitator certified by the Copeland Center for Wellness and Recovery based in the USA. She's also a competent communicator, having been a member of Toastmasters International in the past. She is a trainer, workshop facilitator, public speaker, and an advocate for mental health, wellness, and recovery. For those of you who are familiar with Patience, you may have seen her on most of the national television stations in Ghana, and as you know, also probably listen to her on our radio stations. So Patience is joining us all the way from Ghana, and I would let her tell us more because she has such a rich background. And so, welcome again, Patience. It is good to have you in the studio. This is my chat room, and I am honored to have you. Please tell us a little bit more about who Patience is. You have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me in the Perissos Horizon chat room series. And good afternoon, good morning, good evening to our cherished viewers and listeners. It's really exciting to be here today to share, the empowering stories to encourage our listeners and get them to know that, hey, it is possible. You can, and you will. So, to tell you a bit about myself, you said it all. So, I'm a mental health practitioner, I'm a mother, and I love to communicate and engage with people. In fact, it is what has brought me into this field. And I always say that mine is more like a calling because I just love to connect, share, empower, strengthen, motivate, and I keep moving. So, all in all, I'm a people person, and I do my best to connect with as many people as possible. So I think just to add to the introduction that you made, so this is me, Patience.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And for the past 10 years, you have been in the field of mental health. And I believe today's topic for our audience, today's topic, once again, is resilience, emotional development, and support, a key to success. Most of us are working in different fields and different areas. And the COVID pandemic has taken all of us by surprise. And so I believe that this topic is apt, and I would want to tell our audience a little bit about today's topic and its relationship with humanity in our quest to achieve success in whatever field we find ourselves in.
Okay. Thank you for the question, and I believe that as individuals, as women, as community workers, as we connect with people around, developing or building resilience and emotional development is really essential. Even right from childhood, as you grow and navigate through life, it's important that you are able to position yourself in such a manner that as you encounter situations, various situations, whether positive or um, negative, you would be well grounded to look beyond those challenges and say that, hey, in as much as you're having these challenges or setbacks, it is still possible to achieve your goals in life. And so for me, talking about resilience, emotional development, and support as a key to success is essential in this modern day of our existence, because as you navigate through life, whether it's a promotion you get, whether it's a success story you break through with, whether it's family life, community service, wherever you find yourself, you realize that you would not always push through without encountering setbacks. And so it is important that as you come across those setbacks, you position yourself in a way that you are able to tell yourself, yes, this is a stepping stone. And then you get to use that to move on to your next level without feeling stuck, without feeling, disempowered. And so that is why it is important that we get to learn about how we can build resilience, the importance of building resilience, the importance of experiencing emotional development, so that we can stay focused and determined in achieving our goals. Because without resilience and emotional development, without developing your emotions around the various, situations that you will encounter in the journey to be you, then you would find it a bit uncomfortable. However, as you explore to become who you want to be in life, you have to realize that the challenges will come, the setbacks will come. However, it is important to look beyond them and stay focused to your objective so that you will be able to achieve your goals.
Yes. So you have clearly indicated that facing challenges or facing difficult moments in life is something that, as human beings, we cannot run away from. And it
Not
is
at all.
inevitable at one stage or the other, we may encounter challenges. So, to our viewers who are watching us and are probably still thinking or wondering what exactly is resilience and how can one build that capacity? Because I believe it's a capacity that we build. As you stated, it's part of the emotional development. So please, can you define what resilience is, or can you put it into a practical setting for our audience to understand what at all is resilience?
Right. Thank you so much for the question. So, talking about resilience is basically your ability to bounce back from a setback or a challenge, a challenging situation. When you have encountered a challenging situation or a difficult circumstance, your ability to bounce back, to your normal self in terms of having dealt with that difficult situation is what is referred to as resilience. So your ability to bounce back and continue from where you left off, if you will, or from where you got to and then you had to encounter that challenge. Your ability to just come back to that point and keep moving, that is what we refer to as resilience. So your
So,
ability to just bounce back and be
right,
yourself again. Yeah.
right. So that ability to bounce back, I love that. So as you said it, I just had a sort of an aha moment because as human beings, we all grew up right from the toddling stages into little children. And during the toddling stages, where we were, as it is, trying to learn to walk by crawling and walking, running, jogging, etc. I think that in our childhood we all sort of built resilience. So from that stage through the teenage into the adult stage, what happens that causes people to lose resilience? Because
Right.
if it's the ability to bounce back, then all of us, as we try to rise up, hold on to a table, grab a spoon, and failing at a point, weeping, crying, we bounce back, got back on our feet. So I think that as children, we all sort of have some sort of resilience, but there is
Right.
a disconnect somewhere. And how does that come about? If you can explain that to us.
Right. Yes. Thank you so much for the question again. Like you rightly mentioned, even as children, when you're learning to walk, or learning to run, you fall down and then you still get up. You know, wipe off the dirt and then you continue moving. Yes. So that is a very practical demonstration of resilience. However, in adulthood or in teenage years or as adults, you realize that there needs to be a certain consciousness, because the various experiences that we go through in life, the impact it has on us can have, the ability to um, take out that natural ability to be resilient. However, to maintain or sustain your level of resilience, it requires a great deal of consciousness to know
Mm,
that this is where I want to be. And in as much as I am pushing towards my goals, whatever challenges I encounter, I am willing and ready to, move on. And I think that something that really needs to be made mention of is the fact that many a time we kind of see life, our expectations of life, many
mm,
a time for the most part, is one that is void of challenges. It's like we don't expect to encounter challenges in life. And
mm.
I would say that is an illusion, okay? Because
Wow.
as you mentioned earlier, it is never possible that you won't encounter life. I mean, people would disappoint you, you would not always get what you want, things will not always go the way you expected, you would set plans and take actions, and yet the results will not be what you want. And so, this is the reality of life. So I think that we need to come to a point of a knowing, having that knowing that, hey, challenges are part of life. It doesn't
Mm,
matter whatever goals you set for yourself. You can be as ambitious as anything, you can be an achiever and everything, and yet you could experience those little bits of setbacks and challenges. So I think our expectations about life sometimes puts us into a situation where we least expect challenges to come at us. And yet
mm.
when they show up, then we are found wanting. We are not able to quickly, adapt. And so I
Wow.
think we need to have that consciousness that challenges, setbacks are part of life. And once we have that consciousness, then we know that, okay, so if I encounter any challenge, then this is what I'm willing to do and not giving or get into a drift. So I hope
I
that this gives us some clarity.
exactly. And you see, that is why I enjoy these conversations, because through these conversations, I learn so much from my guests. And I don't know if you've taken notice of the logo of Perissos Horizon. You realize
Yes,
that you have that arc, and that arc is to represent the sun. It's like you are going towards the sun, you are seeing the horizon, you are in an attempt to reach the sun. You can't reach the sun, but it draws you towards a certain light. And the three waves, they are waves. Those three blue things you see are waves. And the idea behind it is to signify the ups and downs. You understand? So as you touch
right.
on the fact that we must have a consciousness that even in our quest to succeed and be achievers, we cannot avoid that stage or those stages where we are met with challenges, difficulties, rejection, and we just have to have that consciousness to bounce back. And that is where resilience comes in. So I
Yeah.
am so happy as you spoke about it. I was like, oh, this lady must be in my mind, because I know time I need to explain what is behind that logo for a lot of people to understand, because our mantra is scaling higher heights. And
Yeah.
even that, we are conscious of the fact that in your quest to scale higher heights, you would face challenges, but you need to be courageous. You need to
Yeah.
build confidence and be persevering towards that goal. So I love that explanation you have given. And I hope our viewers are learning from that too. So we must have consciousness. Now, for that person who is currently having a challenge, a difficult moment, probably in the COVID pandemic, they have lost a loved one and they couldn't part ways or have any final words. Probably the person was cremated, so they couldn't even have the chance, due to the circumstances, to even view the body. And I know it is not just in COVID, the COVID pandemic situations. There are so many occasions where people lose loved ones and you don't get to see them, and they're going through a challenging time. What would you recommend to such a person for them to bounce back, to build that ability to bounce back and develop resilience?
Thank you for this important question. Indeed, we are in a difficult time, and again, like I spoke about, being in consciousness. At this point, it is necessary that we are in acceptance of what is happening, and this is a global crisis, and it has brought diverse impact on our way of life. Our family life is brought disruptions in every aspect of our daily living. And so if anybody is having a difficult time, I just want to use this opportunity to say that you are not alone. We are in this together. And it's about accepting, not being in denial of what is happening. Once you accept that this is a difficult moment, then you are in a best position to find reasonable solutions to whatever difficult moments you're having. And so the first thing that I want to say about these times is that we need to be in acceptance that times have changed. Everything is not as we used to know it. Things have
Hmm,
changed, the way we communicate, isolation, and all of that. And so, with that knowing of acceptance,
hmm,
then what can we do? If you have lost a loved one, a family member, and I know it is exceptionally difficult given our culture where we place a lot of importance on
yes.
the demise individual, the deceased, and we get to have the opportunity to just bond, show our last respect, and connect with our loved ones. And in these difficult times, you are sometimes even not able to see your loved one who has passed on, and it can be really difficult, However, I think that other ways that we can still go ahead and honor ourselves whilst honoring our deceased family member is by taking time for ourselves. You could just set yourself aside in a quiet place and start writing down some beautiful moments you had with this person. Remind yourself of great moments you shared together. And as you do this, you connect. You can connect with the person whilst showing respect, connecting with your own emotions and those beautiful moments you had together. So that is one way you can do it. Another way that you can do is by reaching out to other family members who have equally lost a loved one. You could connect with them, share your experiences. That way, you loosen the burden of grief,
Wow.
you know. So connecting with other family members who have also lost a loved one and sharing your experiences together can lighten the burden of going through grief, because it can be really overwhelming when you have to do this all by yourself. And now that we are experiencing limitations in public gathering, it can really be difficult. Another way of still being able to grieve, because you might not want to repress those emotions. I mean,
Yes.
if you repress them, it's not the best way. So you could equally consider exploring virtual, mourning. In this age of technology, that is possible. So you could, I mean, connect with other family members, do virtual, memorial service for your loved ones, and I think that it will go a long way to still feel the support of other people, just as you would have felt when they were in person. And then you could also just be by yourself in a room. I mean, light a candle or just get some pictures of your loved ones that you love, and then as you do that, you can just say a prayer and then commit their soul to the Almighty while still honoring yourself, and then being able to release whatever emotions that you have. If you feel like crying during these moments, please don't hold yourself back. It is important. Cry as much as you can, and you realize that when you have done it well, you will feel light, and
Wow.
you still be able to take care of yourself and then keep moving, even with the loss of your loved one. So these are just few of the things that you can do. I mean, there are a lot. There are a lot,
Yes.
and
And
I'm sure.
it is interesting to hear you. I mean, you are the expert in the field. To hear you actually repeat what I recently mentioned to somebody, that sometimes when you're going through pain and hurt, it is okay to cry. It is okay
Yeah.
to cry, to you know get that off your chest. And what would you say that just crying does for you in terms of the you are the expert in the field? What does it do to the body, especially in Ghana, for instance, and in other parts of the world, I believe, especially when it comes to men. A lot of men may be grieving over the loss of their loved ones right now, or maybe grieving over the loss of a partner or somebody, and they are holding back. What would you advise? What would you tell them? What does that do to the body? Because we are trying
Right.
to develop ourselves emotionally, and we need to understand the process.
Very, very necessary. One thing that I want to say is that as human beings, there's a common thread, whether you are a male or a female. We all have emotions, we all have feelings, and then our behavior. And so, as emotional beings, we cannot deny ourselves of our emotions. And so, whether you are a man or a woman, a male or female, you are an emotional being. And so, it's okay to express your emotions whichever way makes you feel better.
Mhm.
So if you have had a disempowering situation and you feel like letting it out through crying, screaming, shouting, whatever, it is good you do it, because when you hold it back, we call something repressed emotions. When you repress those emotions, it's like you're suppressing that emotion from coming out. What you're doing is like heaping coal, on your chest. And
Wow.
eventually, it would not stay for long. It would explode. And when it explodes, later on, it would not be the outcome wouldn't be best. So it is
Exactly.
always important to deal with your emotions head on. As and when you feel that emotion, please let it out. If it's crying, cry as much as you want. If it's 2 hours, 3 hours. Because if you do it well, what you do is you are letting out, you know, those toxic emotions within that will otherwise get stuck in your bloodstream, in your system, and then it would bring about, heart disease, heart
Wow.
diseases. Yes,
When you
heartache.
mentioned that, when you mentioned the fact that, I mean, you can cry for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and if you do it well, would we say that most of the time women and girls are tagged as cry babies? doesn't it doesn't mean that we are more we are in a disposition where we are able to build resilience more, or not necessarily
Yeah.
so, because I don't want after the show to have everybody now wanting to cry their stress.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not just about, we acknowledge the fact that certain situations happen, life shows up, and there are times you may not have anybody around you
Mm,
to offer some kind of support, and you basically are left with yourself, just you, and then you can't help but just cry, and it's okay. There is
okay.
absolutely nothing wrong with that. In fact, what you're doing by releasing those toxic emotions from within your system is paving way for more healthier, a body. Because then, when you have repressed your emotions for long, you realize that you could experience a situation where you are even not able to make decisions, because then those toxic emotions are stuck up in your body, in your system, and it is affecting the free flow of the free functioning of your brain. And so
Wow.
it is important that you release all, and whenever you feel those emotions, just look at it from this point of view that even when you have eaten and the body digests the food, we have some waste products that the body brings out. And what that means is that it doesn't need to stay in there. And so experiencing emotions is just to let you know that at some point in time, the brain needs to shed off toxic emotions, and that involves crying. Sometimes crying can be therapeutic. In fact, it is therapeutic. Crying is therapeutic. Expressing your emotions is very therapeutic, and it is healthy for you to not repress your emotions. So in situations where maybe you have an argument with a work colleague, a family member, and it's like you shut off and don't want
Mm,
to talk about it, you are not helping yourself. It is better to be open minded, talk about it, express whatever emotions. If it's about, I mean, screaming, that will make you feel good, please do. And so I believe
I
that
love
this
the power stage.
conversation, I
Professional
think that yes, these conversations are really creating that knowing, that awareness that some of these things are, it's okay to do them. I mean, in our culture, in our orientation, we are brought up to just be so rigid and hard on ourselves that for the most part, we just are not allowed to be who we are and
Mm,
express our emotions the way that we feel them. But I just want to use this medium to say to our cherished viewers that it's okay to express your emotions. Of course, there are healthier ways and more appropriate ways of doing it. And so sometimes if you are having an argument, or you are having an encounter with an unfavorable situation, you need to be present with yourself and acknowledge that this is how I feel. I am agitated, I'm feeling frustrated. And instead of holding on to unhealthy ways, you could just, connect with somebody and just let a person know that this is how I feel. I just want to express my emotions, and the person would be, supportive to let you do that. And it's okay. There's
Okay.
absolutely nothing wrong with that. Yes.
And that
So I
actually
just
ties. Okay, I'll let you end, or I'll let you finish your point, and then I'll go into the third bit of the topic, which is the support.
right. Yeah. So again, I just want to say that as human beings, it's not really healthy holding on to things that you really want to say, things that you want to really bring out. It's okay. What we need to do is to give ourselves permission.
Mm,
Remind yourself that it's okay. You have the right to express your emotions, however you feel like doing it. Nevertheless, you need a consciousness around the most appropriate way to do that, just
the
so
most
you feel
appropriate,
light and feel well, so you
the
can,
most.
keep on and achieve your goals. So yeah.
That's right. So in fact, I have really learned a whole lot from your, the lessons that you have just shared with us. And so there is a most appropriate way, and that brings me to your workshop and then your training and facilitation bit. You are a certified RAP facilitator by the Copeland Center, and I also know that you are also the country coordinator for Mental Health and Wellbeing Foundation. So I am just going to let you tie both together, and later we can address questions from our viewers as well. So right now, as a RAP facilitator, can you tell our audience what RAP is and how that feeds into the emotional development and support available for people that may need help?
Thank you so much for the question and the opportunity. RAP is an acronym, WRAP, and it stands for Wellness, Recovery, Action, Plan. So W for wellness, R for recovery, A for action, and P for plan. And it is an evidence based practice program that we get together, participants learn about internal and external resources that they can use to take care of themselves. So in this practice program, you identify both internal and external resources. You're guided to do that. And then you can use these learned tools to develop your own individualized plan for successful living. And this is tied with, everyday life experiences. You realize that there are times when we go through difficult moments, we kind of feel stuck emotionally. We don't even know what to do, how to take care of ourselves, how to move on from that feeling of getting stuck. And so with RAP, you learn about tools and strategies that you can use to take care of yourself. And the game
Well,
changer with RAP is the action plans that you put in place. You
the
identify
action
action
plan.
plans, and
And
then you
I
can.
believe, and I believe that the viewers will be wondering, so how do we connect with you after the show and take advantage of RAP? So can you tell our audience how they can reach you, and where and when can they be part of the RAP workshop?
Right. So we are currently making plans to get together a session. Our last session was in March, We did one session in March. It was amazing. It is for everybody and for everything, every situation in life. And so you can reach us via email. You can go to Facebook, connect with me, Patience Agyare, send me an inbox, and you could also reach me via my phone number, Wellness Recovery Action Plan 0243 443 558. If you or anybody you know is
0243. Let me take the number again so that our guests can pick it up. So we will start from the email address and then the number as well.
right, so the email address is Agyare Patience, one word,
Okay,
843
Agyare Patience
843 at gmail.com.
843 at gmail.com, and the phone number through which they can contact you.
Yes, yes. 0243 443 558
So 024
3 0243 443 558.
Okay, so 02, because we may have international audience, I was trying to put in the country code first. So I have
Right.
the country code that is +233 for Ghana,
Yes.
and then the number follows as 243 443, and the final
558.
558. Okay, so for our viewers who would want to contact Ms. Patience Agyare and be part of the RAP workshop, the email to reach her is agyarepatience843 at gmail.com, and telephone is the country code Ghana +233 243 443 558. Is that correct, please?
That is correct. Yes.
All right. So we will leave that
Yes.
on the screen so that those who would like to contact you for the RAP workshops, so that they can build that emotional capacity and
Yes.
also find support. Today,
Yes.
our cherished viewers, I have been speaking with Miss Patience Agyare. She is a certified RAP facilitator, certified by the Copeland Center in the United States of America, and she is also a registered mental health practitioner and senior nursing officer. She works with the Ghana Health Service. Is that right? And in your space, I know that you have the opportunity to also train organizations, associations, and groups. So for those who may be looking for you to conduct such training for them, I believe they can still reach you via email or the phone number that has been displayed on the screen.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, I have enjoyed the session. Today we have been talking about resilience, emotional development, and support, a key to success. The COVID pandemic has brought in our way a curveball. And when life gives you lemon, you must learn to make lemonade. I have been chatting with Patience Agyare, and for those who just joined us, I would encourage you to watch the replay and listen to all that she has given to us today in terms of the information, how we can bounce back and build resilience. All of us have the capacity to do that. And we need to simply give ourselves permission. As Ms. Agyare has told us, we need to learn how to give ourselves permission to express our emotions. But there is a right way to do that. And that is where our trainers and our facilitators come in. And they help us to learn the right ways to express our emotions. If you want to connect with her, we have her email address and the number displayed on the screen. Please reach out to her and be part of the programs that they offer. So, if we don't have any questions coming from the audience again, I want to give you the opportunity to give us your final words, and then we will wrap it up for today's session. But I look forward to having you back in the chat room on another topic or to go deeper into this topic. Over to you.
Right. Right. So I would like to share with our cherished viewers that remind yourself you are amazing, and it is important that you achieve a balance in your emotional well-being so that you can be able to achieve your goals. If remember, if you are not well, you cannot achieve your goals in life. And so it's important that each one of us takes our wellness recovery. Very important. And it is possible for you to recover your wellness from whatever challenges that you have gone through. If you or anybody you know is experiencing any difficulty in life and it's impacting on your mental wellness, I just want to let you know the good news is that it is possible to recover, be able to achieve your goals, and have an amazing life. And so reach out and talk to someone. You can talk to me, you can contact me. We have a great team of supportive community of RAP facilitators reaching out in all over the country and helping people to achieve a balance with their mental wellness. And so don't suffer in silence. Reach
Hmm.
out, talk to somebody. There is help available. Do not suffer alone. Thank you so much for
Wow.
making time with us.
Thank you. I wish we wouldn't end because, especially in these times, we need to understand how to improve and maintain our mental wellness and also build resilience to cope with all the challenges, all the loss, the uncertainty, and the pain that people are going through. So I look forward to having you once again. And to our audience, we encourage you, please share this video. Don't just watch it, share it so that someone can also listen and find inspiration and find information and find that knowledge that has been shared here so they can cope in their situation. That is where we will draw the curtains on today's Perissos Horizon cartoon series. I am Patricia Gitamen Salakai, your host for the series. If you desire to come on the show, please do not hesitate to drop us a message and we will listen to your story and find an appropriate time for you to come in and share with our audience. Until next time, it is bye bye from myself and our special guest for today. Take care and thank you so much. Don't give
Bye.
up, build resilience, and keep scaling higher heights. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.